Hello everyone, look at this beautiful beaded bag we'll be making today. Simple but beautiful. Okay, I'm going to combine these two beads I have over here, yellow and the gold bead. I have 8mm and 6mm. This is my cutter today. My cutter, I don't know where I put my cutter, so I'm just going to use this nail cutter to cut my thread. You can use anything, scissors, nail cutter, anything works. And this is my monofilament I'll be using, or fishing line, okay, in 50 pound. Let's get started. I'm stringing 5 bead on the line. We are going to start with 5 bead, okay? So this is my 5 bead I string on the line. I'm going to hold the last one and cross my right line into it and pull like this. Pull down, okay? So we start with a ring of 5 bead. So our next ring is going to count 6. We have one in common. We are just going to add 5 to make the 6. So I'm going to put 2 on each side of the line, and we are going to cross into 1 to make the 6, okay, the next ring. And here is 5 bead I put over here. I'm going to put 2 on the right side of my line, okay, and 2 on the left side of my line. Then we cross like this. I'm going to cross both ends into this 5th one and pull. Cross like this, hold and pull. Okay, now our next ring is count 6. All right, we start 5 and the second one is 6 if you count them. All right, so now let's continue. We are going to continue to make 6 6. We are going to repeat the same 2 bead on each side of the line and cross into the 5th one. So add 2 on the left line, 2 bead on the right line like this. Then we are going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Cross like this, hold, pull down like this. And this is what it is looking like. Now let's repeat it one more time. We put 2 bead on each side of the line, then we cross into the 5th bead and pull down. Add 2 to the left like this, cross both ends of the line into the 5th bead, hold and pull. So now we are going to repeat this 6 3 1 2 3. We made 3, okay, and now we are going to repeat 6 more times to make 9 like this. Okay, if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So now we are going to end. We have 5. We start with 5. We are going to end in 5 bead. All right, I'm going to add 2 bead on each side of my line again. Add 2 to the right, 2 to the left like this. And now I'm holding this one, cross my left line into it and pull. That way we end the first row and we will start the second row. This is what the weave is looking like. Okay, we start with 5, we end in 5 bead. Let's continue. Now my left line, I add 5 bead to my left line. Okay, I'm crossing with my right line and pull. I'm going to turn it over to my side so it can work easily for me. Now my right line into the next 2 bead. I'm pulling through the next 2 bead. My left line, I add 3 bead to the left line. Cross and pull down. My right into the next 2 bead. Okay, pull through 2 bead. I add 3 bead to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull. Again, my line into 2 bead. I'm pulling my right line into 2 bead, the next 2 bead, like this. I add 3 bead to my left line. I cross and pull like this. This is how the weave is looking like. We are going to continue repeat the same to the end. And this is what it's looking like. Continue to the end. And now I'm about to complete. My line is in 2 bead. I add 3 beads to my left line, cross and pull. Now I'm going to pull my right line into the last bead at the edge over here. Okay, pull it through. Now the same line I pull through the bead. Okay, I'm adding 3 beads to it and 1 to the left one. Cross and pull like this. And now we are going to continue the third row. My left line, let me pull it over to my side. My left line, I'm adding 4 beads to my left line like this. I'm crossing with my right line and pull. Okay, that one to count 5. Okay, that is 5 we put over there. And now my right line into the next 2 beads again. Pull through 2 beads, add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. My right line into the next 2 beads. Pull through 2 beads. I add 3 beads. This is how my line is looking like. It's in 3 beads, alright? So my left line, I add 3 beads to my left line. Cross and pull. My line into the next 2 beads. So I'm pulling my right line into the next 2 beads. 3 beads to the left line. Cross and pull down. This is what the weave is looking like. We are going to repeat the same to the end. So continue to do yours and now meet you back here. Go to 2 and add 3 beads to the left line. Continue to the end. And I'm about to complete this row. I'm going to pull my line into the last bead at the end. Pull through the last bead, alright? So the same line, this one, okay? That's my right line. I put 2 beads and the left 1 bead. Cross into the left and pull. This is what the weave is looking like, and now we are going to continue the 4th row. Alright, now my right line, this line, I'm going to pull through the next bead. Go through the next bead. Okay, my line is in 2 beads. So my left line, I add 4 beads to my left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull my right line again into 2 beads. Alright, my right into 2 beads. Pull through 2 beads and I add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull into the next 2 beads. I add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down into the next 2. Pull through the next 2 beads, alright, 2 beads, and add 3 beads to the left line. You cross and pull. We are going to repeat the same. I'm pulling my line through 2 beads. I add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. This is what we are going to repeat until we complete this row. Alright, so this is the last one. I pull through 2 beads. I add 3 to the left line, cross and pull. This is what we are going to do. Now I'm about to complete this row like this. Alright, this is how the 4th row is looking like. So now let's continue with our last row, which is the 5th row. Alright, my right line into the next bead. Pull through the next bead. And on my left line, okay, this is how the line is looking. It's in 2 beads. My left line, I add 3 beads to my left line. Cross and pull. Now my right line again into the next 2 beads. So now we are going to repeat the same again. I add 3 beads to the left, cross into the next 2 beads, and add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down into the next 2. I add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. And this is how it's looking like. So we are going to continue to the end, all right? So now we are going to add our 5 bead at the end. So I add 2 bead and cross. This brought us to the end of the 5th row, all right? So now we create our round shape for the bag, all right? Now my right line into the next bead. My line is in 2 bead. I add 4 bead to my left line, cross and pull down. My right into the next 2 bead, all right? Go to 2 bead, add 3 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Okay, now my right into the next 2 bead. My right line into 2 bead, go to 2 bead like this. I add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down into the next 2 bead, 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull into the next 2 bead. This is what we'll be repeating this stage round until we complete the shape, all right? So we are going to pull our right line into 2 bead, go round the shape and add 3 bead to your left line. That's what we are going to repeat round the shape until we complete like this. And now this is how it's looking like. Very, very beautiful. Look at the beautiful shape that we have. That's exactly what we are going for. Now my right line into the next 2 bead and this one on the top over here. That is where I'm going to pull my line. I'm going through the last 2 bead and this one on the side. And now I'm going to complete this row 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where my line is in 4 bead. I'm going to complete with 2 bead. That is how you step up and start another row. Pull through the next bead like this. Okay, my line is in 2 bead. I add 4 bead to start with like this into the next 2 bead. Three bead to the left line, cross and pull like this. Okay, my right line again into the next 2 bead. My right line, 2 bead, pull through 2 bead, add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. And from here we are going to build on it 3 times, but I will do this off camera and I'll come back and meet you here. And this is what it looks like. I build on it 1, 2, 3. I make 3 rows on it like this, and this is the shape. So from here I'm going to add the gold bead. This is what I'm going to add. Okay, 2 gold bead and 2 yellow bead. So this is how I'm going to arrange them on my line. Okay, like this, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull my line into 2 bead, pull the right line into the next 2 bead, I add 2 gold bead and 1 yellow bead, cross and pull. Okay, I'm going to pull through the next 2 bead again, pull through 2 bead, I add 2 gold and 1 yellow, cross and pull. Again into the next 2 bead, go through the next 2 bead, add 2 gold bead and 1 yellow bead, cross into the yellow and pull down. Okay, we are going to repeat the same process again until we complete. And here I'm going through the last bead over here, like how we did for the last row. I'm adding 2 gold bead to complete. Okay, I cross and pull. Okay, over here I think I made a little mistake. I pull my line through the gold bead. Okay, so I'm pulling back into the yellow bead. All right, my line has to be in only 4 bead, this 4 bead, all right, not in the yellow. If you get into the gold bead, that's where it looks crooked. So cross, you see how it's arranged very well. Now it looks perfect. So let's continue. I'm going to pull my right line into the next bead, pull through the next gold bead and add 4 bead to start with, into the next 2 bead, take 2 gold bead and 1 yellow bead, cross into the yellow bead and pull down into the next 2 bead. All right, add 2 gold bead and 1 yellow bead. So we'll be repeating the same thing. This is how it looks like. We are going to repeat round the same technique that we are using. That's what we are going to continue to use until we build on it 4 times. So I'm going to go ahead, continue to do the rest of camera, and now meet you back here. This is how it's looking like. Very, very beautiful. So let's go round, add the bead, and here I am done. This is the 4th row that I added. So I added 4 rows, and look at how beautiful it looks already. So what is left to do is to put handle on it. My line is in 2 bead. Okay, this is how the bag is looking. I'm going to use this pearl bead, and I'm adding one bead on each side of my line like this, and I'm just going to tie in the middle. Okay, tie in the middle. Now hold your lines together like this. Then we are going to start stringing our pearl and mix with the gold bead. It's your preference, okay, how you want it. If you want the handle long or short, you can make it yourself. Okay, decide how you want the handle to look like to your heart desire. Okay, now this is how it's looking. I'm just stringing the bead on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and string all the bead on it. I'm putting gold bead in between the pearls. All right, like this. So make your own desired length of the handle. I'm just going to make it simple and short for this bag, and that is how I like it. And I'm going to hook it on the other side. Okay, I'm just going to eyeball the middle over here, but you have to count to find the perfect middle. Okay, that is how your handle can be. Very, very beautiful. It can land very well in the middle. So here I'm tying my handle on the back like this. All right, so what I'm going to do with this line, I'm going to pull it back, okay, into all this bead one by one to reinforce the handle. I'm going to go round one by one through the bead to reinforce my line, okay, to make it strong. That's what I'm doing over here. So now I'm on the last one over here. That's what I'm doing. Pull, 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 and pull tight so the handle can be firm and not wobbly. All right, the handle can be a little firm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weave this line, couple of bead. I'm going to weave it through, couple of bead over here and pull tight. All right, pull, pull, pull. So I'm going to go through this bead over here, and I'm going to tie. So I'm going to make a loop with my line, pull through and tie. Okay, go again. I'm making a loop over here, pull through and tie. So I'm going to go back into this bead, this one. I'm going to pull it back into this bead to hide my knot. You see the knot over there? I'm going to pull it through and hide that knot inside that bead over there. And there you have it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your time. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notifications for new videos I'll be uploading so you don't miss on it. Thank you for watching.